Welcome back. Here's the Kovacs report. We're going to take a look at Daredevil Cold Day in Hell 3, the final part of this miniseries by Soule and Steve McNiven. Now, this has been incredible. All right, I've thoroughly enjoyed every single page of every single issue so far, and it is one of my favorite Daredevil books, I think, of all time. And I think that's high praise considering what's come before. So we are going to go through it page by page. There will be spoilers. Please do read the book first if you don't want it spoiled. Like the video if you like the video, and please hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. That would be amazing. I'd really appreciate it. So like I say, this has been superb. Right? I just cannot fault it. We're set in the future. Daredevil's old. Everyone's old. Our fallen heroes are becoming memories. But there's still trouble and strife there. Manhattan Island, again, is an absolute dive. It's a horrible place to live. There's been a great battle, a great war, and it's left, I guess, Manhattan and maybe some more of America in the worst place possible. It's a cesspit. And we've got an agent, Matt Murdock, during a battle in the first issue. He accidentally was exposed to some gas which temporarily given him his powers back, and it's revealed that there is a well-known villain of Daredevil behind all these plots and bad things, which is Bullseye. And he is this aging, like he's got the shakes, he's got these needles stuck in him. He looks really, really foreboding. I love this sort of like end of days Bullseye. It looks brilliant. As you can see on this page over here, he's got someone pinned up against the wall, and that's Frank Castle, the Punisher, which has been kept there for God knows how many years, being tortured and dismembered as a plaything for Bullseye. So it's been brilliant. Honestly, the twists and turns and how they've sort of like taken these characters and created this sort of alternate future have been first class. Anyway, there are bombs over the city. Daredevil's trying to find them. Public's in disarray, and Bullseye's ready to make his play for Daredevil. So he's got this special magic juice which he's drinking to sort of get rid of the shakes and get him back on form, you know, because he's an old boy now, and those shakes don't help when you're going to, you know, try and throw something and be as precise as Bullseye is. So he is brutal and unforgiving. He really is. The way they've portrayed this Bullseye is absolutely first class. They've taken everything that we love and hate about him, and they just rammed it up a few notches. Anyway, there's this young girl also called Tyra, who has powers, who's also been captured, and her future isn't looking good. Now, it is the final battle, I guess, between Bullseye and Daredevil, inevitable in any storyline, and he is gleefully getting ready for it. But he needs a few things to help him. So he's got all these toys which he's collected over the years. You can see there's some kind of beat up, bashed together Iron Man suit, cap shields there, and some, I reckon those obviously Punisher's shotguns. So right, let's arm up. Let's go meet Daredevil and kick his ass. And he's like, you know what? It's about time we got rid of Frank now. You know, my mission, this thing I wanted to achieve in my life's about to happen. I don't need you anymore for my pleasure. So he lets him fall to the ground, dismembered, and then he says to his goons, right, get in there and finish the job. So they go in to finish Frank off. But Frank's not finished. No. Frank Castle's mama didn't raise no coward. No. He sees that Iron Man suit and he seizes an opportunity here. So he climbs up and he plugs himself in as the goons come in. Now, one of them is like, you know what? I respect who you were. I don't really want to do this. You know, I'm glad I at least get a chance to put you out of misery. And Tyra's like, bad luck, guys. This is Frank Castle you're talking about. He's about to fuck you up. And he really does. He goes ham. He starts crushing heads, breaking hands, and she's enjoying it. You know, she's becoming quite vicious. And I like this because it shows that innocence, how the innocence is being sort of darkened here. It's like, maybe it's just turning her into something bad. You know, is her story going to go worse because of what's happened to her? Anyway, Frank's having a ball here. He's back to doing what he does best, and that is whacking the bad guy. So he sets her free, and we jump back to Daredevil, who's trying to track down where these bombs are because Bullseye's threatened. And Bullseye, he wants the world to know. He wants the world to know where he's going to be, and specifically wants Daredevil to know where he's going to be. So he turns on all the screens and the TVs, and he says, hello, New York City, come and get me. So, of course, I love it. Honestly, I love this book so much. Matt turns up, ready to throw down with Bullseye, and we get this cool fight. Now, before we get that fight, one of his goons decides he's going to take out Matt Murdock, but Bullseye's like, that's my job, and just blasts him away because that is him. That is his joy in life. Here's the one thing that he wants the most, is to be that man that takes old Matt Murdock down. And they fight. And there's this great little chat, or rather narrative, between the two of them. And I think Bullseye sort of misses the old times, where the boundaries were clear. There was good guys and there was bad guys. Like, we do the bad things, you try and stop us. But now we live in this world where everything's just dark. There's no excitement. Everything is dreary. And I think he misses the old days. And this one final battle really is his way of saying goodbye. And it's really, really good. But Daredevil does take a bit of a hammering, and just when we think it's about to be the end, as you have a shotgun put to his head, reminiscent of a panel from I think Frank Miller's run. Actually, it reminds me of a panel Frank Miller's run. Anyway, maybe it's a nod, maybe it's not. Old Punisher turns up and starts crushing Bullseye and slapping him about. So don't forget, he's taking all that disco juice, so he's still thinking sharp right now, and he takes his electrical wire and he electrocutes the suit, which releases Frank. But again, Frank ain't finished. Frank's got no arms, no legs, and he ain't going to stop. So he bites Bullseye's nose off and spits it out, and Daredevil runs across to do the good thing, because of course there's always a moral character here. And we get flashbacks from the past as well, which show where they've kind of been in this position before, and Daredevil couldn't save him from doing that thing that pushed him over the edge and took away Frank's humanity, I guess. Well, his humanity was lost the days his children, his wife, were shot in the park. But Daredevil's still trying to save him, but Frank's gone. I think Frank passes away there, and we're back here to Tyra, who mentioned before. Now she's like, "Why are you doing this? Why are you trying to save this evil man? He's bad. You've just stopped Frank from trying to stop the bad guy. There's something wrong with you. Maybe you're a bad guy." And this is where we get the moral dilemma storyline coming in, and the choice between good and evil. And when you get a choice to do something good and bad, and everything else, how your environment shapes you. Again, Bullseye ain't finished. He's got the dead man switch, or rather the what do you call it, the trigger for these bombs that are about to go off. So Daredevil tries to save him and pushes them over the edge, and they slam into this car, and the trigger pops to the floor, and we're saved, of course. But are we? So Daredevil's saying, "Listen, I didn't want it to end this way, but that's the only way I can stop you from doing what you're going to do." But just like Frank Castle, Bullseye doesn't give up, no. And he takes one of his broken teeth out of the mouth, he spits it, and of course, it does that classic Bullseye thing, and he rebounds it off 4 or 5 different things. It hits the switch, and the bomb still goes off. But it's not your ordinary bomb. No, it's a bomb releasing this horrible poison gas that was released earlier on that gave Daredevil his powers back. Now Daredevil can hear everyone screaming. You can hear people fighting the south. Everything's gone dark. There's no light. People are panicking, and he's like, "How do I save them? What do I do? No one can see." I like this sort of juxtaposition between him not being able to see and hear everything, and everyone else kind of being put in the same boat as him. So of course he's used to not being able to see. He's used to be making sort of sense out of the chaos. So I like that sort of little few panels that are put in there that maybe go over my head the first time, but I read it twice. Anyway, so yeah, he's up there and he's saying, "Why have you put me here, God? Why am I here? If it wasn't to stop this from happening, what has been my purpose? Has my purpose just been here to suffer? But I'm still not going to give up. I'm still not going to, not believe in God and people and doing the right thing." So he climbs up with his last energy, because his powers are now fading. Now, like I say, he got his powers back, but I failed to mention that they were temporary. And he sees Tyra there, and she's struggling with the death of Frank, and she doesn't know what to do. And this is a moment where we have someone who could go down the wrong path or the right path. And with his dying words, old Daredevil convinces her to bring light to the city, a new hope, a new start, maybe give people something to look up to, and maybe start living again as humans. So she rises off the ground, and she brings light, and the people calm, and it burns away the poisonous mist. And he says, and this is brilliant here, it says, "This is all part of God's plan. I can see it." And I love that, because obviously he's blind. So I was saying, I can see it. Maybe his sight came back right at the last second, but just like the strength of those last words, "I can see it." Hearing that from the blind man, he finally sees his purpose. It just works on so many levels. Like, this book almost had me in tears. I'll be honest. I don't know why, but I just felt it. And Charles Soule has really created a little masterpiece here. This book is brilliant. I loved every single second of it. It's probably going to be one of my favorite Daredevil stories of all time. So there we go. There's my review. There's nothing bad. There's nothing about it I could say is wrong. The art is stunning. Steve McNiven's done an amazing job. I mean, he's kind of emulating Frank Miller here, and it just looks stunning. This is how I expect the last Daredevil Bullseye battle to go. Just brilliant. Throwing Frank in there, just genius. So again, I thoroughly recommend this. All-time favorite Daredevil books. This is going up there. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think about it? Did you like the art? Did you like the story? Drop the comments under the video, and hopefully we'll catch you in the next one. So don't forget to like and subscribe too.